Hey YouTube land, Reef Girl here. So my inner Macgyver is absolutely squealing with excitement because I finally have a place to mix salt water, and it's combined with my RODI station. I have an RO buddy that I got about a year and a half ago for my birthday, and we added the DI cartridge onto it, so we now can make RODI water. And that yellow hose is the hose where the water comes out of the unit, and you can see it's leading over there, but more about that later. In the spring we wanted to change around the plumbing down here because we had a really gross laundry sink with a disgusting tap, and we wanted something better. Not only that, we wanted to be able to use our tap and also make RO water and also fill our freshwater aquariums easily, and so all of those things combined together gave us this. But what I'm talking about today is the RODI setup. That blue handle is the tap that's connected to the pipe that was installed by the plumber specifically to run the RODI unit. Comes off the cold water, comes along here. We teamed it up with a timer, and this is basically something that you use outside on your garden hose, but we're using it in here for this. And it runs for up to 2 hours. So I can set it. It takes approximately 40 minutes to make 1 gallon of RO water. I know that's a long time, but for whatever reason, that's how long it takes. And so I can set it for up to 2 hours and not have to worry about overflowing the jugs, which happens quite a lot, or used to happen quite a lot. So back to this yellow hose. That's the output from the RODI system. And it goes over here into this surplus aquarium. This is a 10-gallon aquarium. We've retrofitted something so that we could actually put a lid on it, because that lid was from my old 29-gallon cube and it's like a ½ an inch too short. So my husband built something so that we're able to actually put a lid on the tank to keep dust and debris and stuff like that out, because it's under our stairs in the basement. It's actually down here in the laundry room. So we have the 10-gallon tank, and I measured 1 gallon at a time. I poured it in there, and well, I marked 2 gallons, 4 gallons, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and got a little pump. You can see it there in the corner. There it is. And that pump has a hose attached to it, which is this hose that's all bent over right here. So I make RO water. I fill it up to however much I want. I'm going to try and keep 7 or 8 gallons in there all the time, so I'm ready to go. And when I want to make salt water, I just turn on the switch up here. Each plug has its own switch, and so we've got them all labeled. And when I want to make our salt water, I use RO to mix tank. I turn that pump on, slip this hose into the saltwater mixing tank, which is another surplus 10-gallon aquarium. I used to have this upstairs in my kitchen under the kitchen counters in the corner, and I needed the space. So I tore it down, and what a perfect use this is for it. So I have it set up here with a thermometer to monitor the temperature. A little high right now. I'm still trying to adjust the temperature I actually need. Down here I have a spare pump with a hose put through a couple of adapters to make it fit. And then this hose comes up here, and when I need salt water, I put that hose into a jug that I set over here, and then I go over here and I turn on my mixed salt out pump. And that turns on that little pump, pumps it through the hose into my jug, and because I marked on this tank all of the individual gallons, 1 through 6, I can keep track of how much water is being pumped out. When I want to make salt water, I pump the fresh water into here, and the power head and the heater are running all the time because I want to keep it stirred up and ready to go. So to make a new batch, I just put the salt in however much I need. Like, let's say I want to make another gallon, then I put a ½ a cup of my salt mix in here, just dump it in, and the power head does the job. Having said that, the first time I made it, I did, because I put 3 full cups of salt in here because I had 6 gallons, and I had to stir it up after about 24 hours with my giant plastic slot spoon. just to get the salt up off the bottom, because we all know what happens with power heads. There's always a dead spot. So I can move this power head up and down as I wish. Right now it's about 2 inches off the bottom, and it's aimed at the bottom. And after a while I'll refine how it all works so that it's easy and quick. And in terms of maintenance and anything we do with our aquariums, when it comes to doing a water change, I always felt limited, because the most I could make reasonably conveniently was maybe 3 to 4 gallons of water. So as often happens, you get in there and you start cleaning, and it turns out that you have to stop because you've taken out as much water as you can replace, or as you have ready to replace, but you're not done yet. So that has happened to me, and now I don't need to worry. I can do good cleaning if I want to, and I'm not going to run out of salt water as long as I don't use any more than 6 gallons. 6 gallons on my 29 would be 20%, and I doubt I would ever change that much at once, but it might happen. But if it does, I will be ready. So everything we have here was surplus, stuff we already had that we weren't using. We had to do a couple of little retrofits, and as I said, the Macgyver in me absolutely loves this. I'm so excited to have this now. And it's mainly because, just like when I discovered I could use those filter pads instead of filter socks and how easy that was, now I know that I will be able to do my maintenance much, much more conveniently and without the hassle of having to worry about having enough salt water. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. You're probably not as excited as I am, but the beauty of it is, on top of everything else, the bonus did not cost me 1 extra penny beyond equipment I already had laying around. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I always look forward to hearing what everybody has to say, any suggestions, or if anyone can think of any reason why this might be a problem. Oh, I guess one thing I should mention, I have 2 lights in here, and they are on the top white switches there. I turn those off when I'm not here because I really don't want to encourage algae to grow in these tanks. So this room is in the dark, there are no windows, we keep the door shut, so I'm pretty sure there will not be an issue with algae, and so that's why we did that. Alright, really this time now I'm done. Thanks for watching.